finish today?
Yeah. And slow roller. I need to pick up on some stuff.
It's 7 point. Did you fart? And walked away.
Ridiculous. Y'all already know what time it is. Peace to the family. Man, oh man, I felt like I was in like a time warp, time loop, zombie apocalypse for the past like 30 minutes. But I'm just like, yo,
brain cells getting sucked.
Brain cells getting sucked out of my brain, and I just didn't like it. So I'm going to do what I was scheduled to do in reference to continuing with the overall brainstorm of Sun and Sidereal Aquarius, and following the transits of the moon through Virgo, and also following it through what's his face, Libra. So yeah, some of that good action. I actually had it all beautified, but something about it don't like to work. And so generally, I also want to talk about Zeus as well, as a communication that I've been getting in combination with like Zeus and Shango. And so what I'm picking up is divine masculine energy and how it relates to divine feminine energy, but more tied into the function of divine masculine energy and how it can help you. When you reference divine masculine energy, is for both men and women. Divine masculine energy can be evoked for women if you're looking for a divine masculine partner, and it can be invoked for the man if you're looking to embody the divine masculine within couples. Divine masculine rituals, divine masculine offerings,
that makes sense.
just very much of doing things specific and with the function in your partnerships. I'm going to double down with the Sun and Aquarius and say that your partnerships is the most valuable tool. I'll even go to far as say I've been speaking on partnerships and coming together pre-COVID, and I feel like people are now dealing with the symptoms of onset being by yourself, living in a world that separates you, keeps people at 6 feet of a distance. And if you're not the person who was tapped in, plugged into a social network, it's kind of hard for you to exist. And then what you have then is a bunch of like spiritual vampires that take advantage of your loneliness and give you a whole bunch of fake and false notions. All that I can say is, if you do not like dealing with people, you have issues with dealing with people, you're going to have to get over that. If you don't like dealing with your family, you're going to have to find another family. Your job as a human being is to get in where you fucking fit in. There is no human being that exists in the world that's like, hey, I'm just this individual person and I did it all by myself and I lived my life completely by myself and it worked out favorably for me. The goal of life is to build intimate communications and connections, because the majority of my life is spent with my wife, right? The ins and outs, downs and outs, ups and downs, all of that, we're together because of it. But what we do with that space is very important. And ultimately, we are now entering into the phase or the realm of the goddess. So we want to think about what we want to do every single day. I really want to be clear, and I'm not going to go back and forth and elaborate on points. I just really want to be clear on how to navigate this energy. You want to reference the moon because the moon moves 20 in a 28-day cycle, meaning that every day you wake up, the moon is in a new position. Okay, so the moon is in Sidereal Virgo. What does that speak to? Well, quite simply, it speaks to magic. So if you're up in the middle of the night, those are witching hours. Those are good things. If you're trying to go back to sleep, you missing out on a grand opportunity to really deal with the reality. So what we have to understand about our reality is that it's not so solid, right? We could transform it and manipulate it through our understanding of our energy and non-physical beingness. Once again, law of attraction. You existed before you were born. Because of that, your natural modality, your natural reception is that of law of attraction. The only thing that holds you back from law of attraction is your need for effort. Your effort takes you out of law of attraction. It's just to say, if I push a button on a machine and then me trying to do every electrical, mechanical function that pressing that button would allow me to do, it would be more wiser for me to just press the button and wait for the outcome. So ultimately, what button are you pressing? What magic or manifestation are you working towards? And since we have the sun in Aquarius, we get to really figure out our why, right? And the thing about our why, your why cannot reduce to a simple negative point of being. So the person that is truly spiritually aligned, right, is the person that networks effectively, builds positive relationships, takes care of themselves, has a lot of money in the space that they ain't building with people to leech off of them. They might organize a dinner or some shit and pay for everything only because they want to help their brothers out, help their sisters out. Now, generally, if you do not have your money together, first things first, right? But generally, once you get your money together, once you get your bag together, the next step is to pull somebody up, help somebody out, organize a dinner, organize a fundraiser, start helping people. Because if you got a whole bunch of money and you're just building an ivory tower, you're creating a whole prison, a sane asylum, fucking loony bin for yourself that cost a whole bunch of money. So once again, in relation to the nature of the world, is working with feminine energy and masculine power. So how do we utilize both? We utilize feminine and masculine through time, right? The effort is strictly in my persistence and focusing in what I want to do. So what do you do with the moon in Virgo? You set the seed, you sow the seed, all right? You plant it, right? But when you plant the seed, once again, you're not going in each and every angle within the process of, okay, the fucking stem done sprouted out the seed, so now I have to push out the branches because I got to make sure that this tree grows because I'm the smartest, biggest, toughest, tightest bumbleclot in the world, right? Generally, growth is a natural, organic process that all you have to know is what you're planting and what you're growing. But with the moon being in Virgo, this is just the vibration. The overall frequency or the expression or what you listening to will be found in the sun. So in referencing to what the sun is listening to, the sun is all about social communication, electromagnetic frequency. So the bettering of yourself leads to expansion. So what tend to happen, what people really don't like about expansion, is that it brings about a lot of attraction. So ultimately, with a lot of attraction, when you're not prepared for it, you then want attraction for all the wrong reasons. You might want attraction because somebody else that you know is getting a lot of love, getting a lot of celebration, and you figure like, shit, I want to be like the star, you know, I want to be the one on the cover. And then you would do a YouTube video and you like, damn, I look really crazy on screen. Like, damn, why? I thought it was easy shit. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, when you look at success, any type of success, any type of real success that truly matters, where a person is really proficient in their actual talent, they organically was persistent about what they wanted to do. They didn't fucking work on their fucking vocal cords and expand their fucking vocal cords for them to sing. They was persistent with an overall goal. They didn't say, oh, I want to manifest the perfect producer that'll make the beats in perfect key with my sound and my voice structure and give me the space so I can do the things that I need to do. I know exactly where that person is at. Generally, these things kind of coincided, and a whole bunch of different things coincided to say, well, damn, that's a big ass tree, right? Look at all those branches. Look at all of those leaves. Who is the mastermind between putting, so say for instance, you put out an album on a major record label, you got A&Rs, you got production designers, you got fucking photographers, you got music producers, you got music directors, you got fucking promo, you got fucking radio jockeys, you got your street team, you probably got 300 people working on a particular project, right? But when you see it, you like, damn, such and such just dropped the album. But the reality of all of those people that had to coincide for that album to be what it is, and maybe each and every person that contributed to it, from fucking the person who was adjusting the knob, actually made this album be something that you're like, damn, this CD really thumped. I really like this CD. You understand what I'm saying? It takes a village for anything. So even down to your greatest CD, your greatest movie, it takes a lot of moving parts. Now, who is the mastermind between all of these moving parts? That's when you get into more spiritual energy. That's when you get into more intention. So this is where you get into the magic of life and referencing Virgo and as well Zeus, because it's hard to deal with Virgo without dealing with Zeus. So I really want to deal with the world in a space where I want to start a car, right? So if I have negative charges to my vehicle, but they the best negative charges, the most powerful pulsating negative charges that the world has ever seen. If I go to start my car, my car won't start. If I have positive charges, I got the best charges, positive charges the world has ever seen. I go to start my car don't start. So in reference to esoteric, in reference to relationships, in reference to life, in reference to understanding a solution, it's good to take the positive with the negative in order to get the car to start. So with that being said, it's good to look at things from a negative and positive state, from a masculine and feminine state, from a left and a right state, from a balanced state. Especially when this moon goes into Virgo, is going to be good. A lot of people fixate on one energy versus the next, and it generally goes to the energy that feels good and perpetuates that energy that feels good. And you live a life where it's like, look at me, I'm always feeling good, I'm always doing good. But you'll never understand that person is always unbalanced. So we got to understand our ability in Virgo and witching hours or working in the dark, because we agriculturalists at night, but maybe none of us have gardens. So now we're in the realm of manifestation. Now we're in the realm of magic. So what are you planting, right? And when do you plant it? You plant it when your spirit wakes you up. Your spirit will wake you up and say, okay, let's do some intention work. But what is that intention work? That intention work is primordial reality creation. And see, nobody tells you about this because people want to keep you under the dark. People want to keep you subjective and make you feel powerless and weak, or maybe to say like, okay, listen to me. And then hopefully if you listen to me, you'll be in better shape. The reality is no such thing like this, but the deeper reality is you can create reality before reality sets up. So this whole day is so tomorrow will be a computer code that is being executed. That code is being programmed in the dark. That code is being programmed in the night. That code is being programmed in the witching hours. The reality about programs is that there are billions upon billions of programs being ran on top of each other. Now, I know you all live in a neighborhood, okay? But do you know everybody in your neighborhood, what they doing at all times? Probably not. So with that being said, is that people are projecting their reality at times a multi-million rate, exponential. So the reality that you want to live and the life that you choose to exist in is completely your choice and completely your choosing. But you have to plant that seed and you have to build that team. And then you're like, hood, I'm a loner. I don't fuck with anybody. This is the seed that you're planting to create that vibration. Ultimately, you have to find the need of a team. And if you create the need of a team, you tap into your area nature and you begin to create that. However, you might not even be initiative. You might want to feel like you want to be a part of a team. In your witching hours, you start to program that shit. But you got to understand that the sun is in Aquarius. So the thing about your sun placements or your sun transits is that they're like operating systems, and the operating systems dictates what programs can be ran on the goddamn computer. So generally, if your programs is on some isolation solo dolo shit, it's just not a function. It's like we're doing a Zoom meeting and you want to express the full functionality of your Zoom meeting, then you naturally add people in, you invite people to it, you understand. And if you feel like I don't know anybody or I can't do it, this is where the magic come in. You don't necessarily have to fix and point out what kind of leaves you want on your goddamn tree, nor do you have to pick out the what do you call those things on a tulip, like the things on a blossom, on a like that blossom out, the flower petals, right? Do you say I want a particular hue on each flower petal, or you just get what the fuck you get? You plant a fucking rose seed and then you generally be like, all right, this rose is this way, this rose is that way. But you live in your convictions, you know what you are planning. And ultimately, if you want anything of value, if anything of true success, is in combining with other people. And if you're not willing to do the work to move into steps with other people, then this is what you have to do. Because it's no way that building an ivory tower, there's no way of living in isolation is going to be the sole thing that's going to lead you into overall peace and satisfaction, right? It has nothing to do with destiny. So ultimately, when you think about what you could possibly manifest, is completely dependent on your input. So how much magic are you doing? How much cleansing are you doing? How much protection are you doing? How much body work are you doing? How much initiation work are you doing, right? And these actual things will lead to your output. And your overall future is going to be about the seeds, what you reaped. What you reap what you sow. Okay? And understanding that it's not about your effort, right? It's all about your magic. It makes this shit a lot more simpler. But when you think that it's about effort and hard work, that is not of the goddess. Now, the history of the goddess is very interesting. Hold on. Oh, they right here. The history of the goddess is very interesting. The goddess represents a spiritual energy that is the last remnant of spiritual truth. But the goddess exists on earth today. Okay? Now that the goddess is on earth and that the goddess is activated, we can fully tune in and tap into goddess energy, specifically when the moon is in Sidereal Virgo. The concept is taking spiritual concepts and making them real. The concept is turning manifestation to a high level. The concept is planting a seed, that seed filled with intention, and then living in that intention and observing it. The concept is the hardest thing to do is to do nothing at all. The same way as a gardener or a farmer is not looking at his farm thinking about, okay, I got to work real hard to grow all of these corn shucks. It happens automatically. The things that a gardener or a farmer must do is protect. So this is where we tap into the Zeus frequency. Now, this morning, I've been tuned in and tapped into a particular king frequency, and I wasn't seeking this frequency out. This frequency was actually seeking me out, and it was a clear and distinct channel from Zeus. And this whole day, I was in a Greek mindset. I offered Greek foods and just had a real heart-to-heart with Zeus. Because first it was like Shango energy, divine masculine energy. And I'm sure I'll touch back on Shango energy. But Shango introduced me to Zeus. And it was more of a... So when you reference the relationship between Greek people and the Greek gods, what you will see in like Clash of the Titans is that they had a very close relationship with their gods. Like they would commune with them, they would talk to them like I'm talking to you right now. In reference to that, I had the same kind of communication with the Greek god Zeus. And I don't know if I was seeking him out or we was seeking each other out, or like attracts like, and something. I don't understand it, honestly. But what I do understand, that it was Zeus, and it was in relation to a deep purpose with the goddess, and a deep purpose of cultivation and building and growing and network and solving real problems, building real infrastructure, and doing real things at a psychological level. Because the actual truth of the reality is that people suffer from psychosis, meaning that this is a very spiritual and soul-led time, but people do not have the art nor the skill of referencing what the soul looks like. Generally, when you reference humanity, you're referencing fear, and that fear then can go in many different ways. But the deeper fear is understanding that death doesn't exist. The deeper fear is understanding that we have multiple lives. The deeper fear is understanding that, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and there are things that we must do to clear the air because there are ghosts invading your home. There are energies invading your home. There is a whole frequency and vibratory thing called 5G that's invading the energy in the land and keeping people up to date and plugged in and tapped into frequencies that don't really serve their highest good. So when it comes to the things that I've been doing before COVID, it's very interesting. Now these things are very interesting and popular, and people want to, dive into spiritual modalities. And I feel it's all good and things like that. But we have to understand the reason that we will light sage is to deal with energy that is non-physical. The reason that we will burn incense is to deal with energy that's non-physical. The reason that we would read tarot is to deal with energy that's non-physical. So I say all of this to say we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and the conversation that you'll get from 99% of your spiritual healers, that will talk to you as if you're a human and they're a human, maybe because they don't know any better, maybe because they just don't understand, and maybe this is just a hard concept to grasp. But ultimately, when it comes to understanding the goddess, when it comes to understanding the god, these two energies work together well. Because explain this to me, you're manifesting everything at your highest self. You're getting everything that you need to get, but you have no protection. And see, what you think is that I'm talking about guns, right? But I'm not talking about guns. I'm talking about when you have emotional outbreaks and when your emotions take over and you don't have anybody that's there next to you with a serene and peaceful mind and connection to their divine source, right? That can walk you off of that cliff and bring you to a place of peace because they understand the beginning, the middle, and the end of whatever you may be going through. Having a man that you could depend on in the time of need is the basic biology of life. And we want to be so strong, right? We want to be so vigilant in our own singularity that is actually the detriment of our society as a whole. The reality is, if we could learn to come together, if we could learn to communicate at a higher level, like learn to communicate, learn to be open-minded, learn to be tolerant, learn to be appreciative, and really set the seeds for true growth and true expansion, then we will find and connect to our soul team. I've got a lot of opportunities. I've met a lot of people with this mindset. Now, the easy thing to do is get Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, take notes, and live your life under specific principles. Now, the hard thing to do is to sit with this energy, sit with your witching hours, sit with your midnights, go through your days on automaton mode, right? American Gods, or tap into your divinity, tap into your birthright, tap into your ability to create the reality. But you create the reality before the reality starts. See, the perpetuation of time is an illusion within itself. People have to tell you that time goes on and on and on, and that you get older and older and older. At the same time, I know goddesses that look no older than 22, but they like 30 something, in their late 30s and things of that nature, but they looking super young. So what does that tell you? When you align yourself to the moon, you won't get old like you might think that you get old. If you take a step back from the calendar, you won't get old the way you think you will get old. When you start to eat better and you start to tune to your circadian rhythms and tune your body to the proper hormone secretions, you won't get old like you think you get old. So the reality of time, we've been misled. So back to manifestation and reality creation. Every day is a brand new day that can be created and manipulated by your magic and your seed setting. And this is how it works. You set the seed in Virgo. You balance the energy in Libra. You do the alchemy in Scorpio. You then begin to bring it to the root, to the ancestors in Sagittarius. Now it's coming to the actual precipice in Capricorn. You then share it in Aquarius. And then in Pisces, you begin to stand on that. This begins to be a legacy. Now imagine a legacy. A legacy isn't something that's birthed in the inception. The legacy is worked and developed, reworked and developed, tested, proved, and at the end of the day, a bunch of people can bear witness and say, yeah, you did that. Yeah, you a boss. Yeah, you did, you helped people out. Yeah, you was a leader. Yeah, you gave when nobody else was giving. I'm not getting to the stories. I might say it one day, but y'all ever heard the poem about somebody, everybody, and nobody, and somebody did what nobody would do? It's really that type of vibrations. When you look at the world, it's a lot of people not doing shit. So when it comes to what you can actually do, it's a reality of, okay, how can I leverage my friendships to help me? How can I get somebody to make labels? How can I get somebody to, help me with manufacturing? How can I help somebody with shipping and logistics? All of these particular things. You trying to do everything by yourself. they only do that in the movies. In real life, it's about families, and if it ain't about families, it's about friendships, and if it ain't about friendships, it's about business. But all of these require your participation, and 10 times out of 10 you got a job, so that means you can have some type of cooperative and communicative skills to get you to a point where you could exist in the workforce, so you can take that knowledge and then transfer into your own business. But once again, the effort in learning emotional intelligence, the effort in learning how to deal with people will lead to your success. The effort that it takes, and you worried about what other people think, you trying to impress people, you trying to stun on people, you trying to be the king, you trying to attract, you trying to market, you trying to do all of these things to have people think a particular way about you, when the deeper thing is that you need to learn how to build with these people. You need to learn how to rope these people in and create a network. You need to provide something of value to these people. You need to learn energy exchange. And as we talk about the moon in Libra, that'll be more of how to balance and maintain this initial intention or seed. So of course you might be like, well, how do you know that I'm gonna have an intention when the moon gets in Libra? And I'll say it once again, if you do not have an intention, somebody else will have an intention for you, and 10 times out of 10 you will not like it. So it's very important to set your own intentions and create your own life and bring your homeostasis and your balance to it. I'll do a lot more Anubis work, moon and Libra energy, but this week is going to be a lot of witching hour work. So all of y'all astro thoughts that like to come through and do the sexual thing, we on under construction. We gonna be up and at it. So if you ain't trying to build on this actual empire, do this underground esoteric work, please, sign the list. We will call you when we open up the red light district. But with all of that being said, y'all tune in and tap in. Pre-orders are available. Chakra Nova. I'm beginning to tap back into this. Really trying to get it done and wrap it up. I'm giving myself a month. So March, is day one. So I'm looking at it. It's looking good, and the timing is good. May 23rd is still a go. But yeah, it's really crunch time for me. So I'm gonna be less available, but not really, because I really do enjoy doing these Instagram lives. If I don't do them for nobody, I do them for myself. So hopefully you pick up vibes from it. Hopefully you tap into the website columbianexchange.com, get these pre-orders out and get them ready to go. But with all of this being said, all of y'all have a great and wonderful day. I will see y'all all on the flip side. And if you just now tapped in, watch this video from the beginning. I tried to go through the moon in Virgo as quick as I possibly can from a magical esoteric perspective. So when you wake up in the middle of the night, you know what to do. Burn some herbs, do some chants, do some magic, do some mantras, write some intentions, journal, figure out your why, you understand, or DM me if you need some. Except, yeah, I'm definitely going to save it. It's going to be posted on my profile, so y'all be able to tap into it afterward. So straight up, y'all have a great and wonderful evening, and I'll catch all of y'all on the flip side. Peace.